Hi everyone, good day. My name is Sir Ced, and for today we're going to learn an introduction to ethics. So, ethics and morality are two words which are oftentimes used interchangeably, not just in ordinary discourse and in popular media, but also in academic discussions. But are these two terms exactly the same, or are there any shade of difference between them? So, ethics is derived from the Greek word ethos, which can be translated in English as custom or a particular way and manner of acting and behaving. Thus, custom would also mean here as a form of behavior or character. The Latin equivalent for custom is mos or mors. It is from the root word that the term moral or morality is derived. The two terms ethics and morality in this sense, therefore, have literally the same meaning. That is why ethics is usually taken as synonymous with morality. Also, because of this, ethics is also called morality, or more precisely, the other name of ethics is morality. So, ethics and morality. Both ethics and morality deal with goodness or badness, rightness or wrongness of the human act or conduct. Morality is the application of ethics, while ethics is the systematic study of morality. So, morality provides with a quality that determines and distinguishes right conduct from wrong conduct. All right. Ethics provides certain principles and guidelines as to what is good and bad, right and wrong in human conduct. Morality, as per se, is the application or the praxis of the theory of ethics. This would also mean that ethics, or make that the learning of ethics, does not actually guarantee morality on the part of the person's concrete and practical conduct and behavior. A person does not necessarily do what he or she. It has been said that the farthest distance for a person to cross is the distance between the head and the heart. While ethics, as a theory, provides certain principles and guidelines as to what is good and bad, right and wrong in a human conduct, it is morality which actualizes the theory. Ethics, as one particular author beautifully puts it, is the word, while morality is the flesh. Morality, therefore, is here aptly understood as the application, okay, of ethics as the theory, as what I said. So let's go to ethics as a practical discipline. It may happen that some of those involved in the teaching of ethics or morality may regard it as a purely academic endeavor. There is always the temptation, at least for some teachers, to just present the ethical theories and concepts as they are the end and be all of the subject. So, as what I said, it involves in the academic setting. It should be taken a fundamentally a way of life. Ethics should be shown as a discipline which has intimate connection with the daily lives of men. So ethical theories and principles may, if taught correctly and truthfully, uplift the students mentally but may not transform them concretely into better persons or human beings in the truest and finest sense of the term. Ethics, we earnestly believe, should be taken not just as an academic study but as fundamentally a way of life. So ethics should be shown as a discipline, just like what I said, as an that has an intimate connection with the daily lives of men. So knowing what is right without actually changing the way we behave morally is nothing but useless knowledge. One must be so convicted of the correctness of one's thinking that it leads to a real and concrete transformation in one's daily attitude and behavior, or it becomes, at the very least, the most basic and fundamental motive one's day to day conduct. So, knowledge serves the practice for each new truth learned is a new reason for a better life, according to Baldemecca. Okay, so ethics as a subject can be approached only academically. The learner may be tempted to study it simply for the sake of obtaining the grade. One may become so adept at the various theories and principles concerning morality without one ever becoming moral. So, this can be an issue. One may have a thorough grasp and mastery of ethical principles, yet still at a loss as the study of the good life. Such a study would be rather like learning the recipes in a cookbook without eating the food. So to speak, reality eludes the person. One would not know the thing one knows, one would only know about it. So let's proceed to why is it important to study ethics? With what has been said so far, it is now clear why the study of ethics is very important to human life. Ethics is indeed an area of knowledge which is truly indispensable in the living of life which is truly human. It can be said that number one, it can be said that without moral perception, man is only an animal. Without morality, man as a rational and free being is a failure. This is according to Agapai. Right? So the living of the good life has always been one of mankind's most noble and enduring pursuits since time immemorial. This is evident in the various works of literature, arts, and the humanities in general, most notably in philosophy and in theology or religious studies. The question of what kind of life a person ought to live as a free and rational being has preoccupied some of the greatest minds in history. So, ethics is an area of knowledge which is truly indispensable in the living life which is truly human. Number two is without moral perception, man as a rational being is failure. Thus, without ethics, or at least the sense of morality of what is right and wrong, good and bad in relation to their conduct and behavior, people and society in general would naturally and expectedly deteriorate. When the moral foundation of the nation is shaken and at the brink of collapse, society itself, as its very core, is also threatened as to its very existence. Since ethics as a practical science is the study of the choices people make regarding right and wrong, and since most of us make a number of moral choices in our everyday lives, it is quite obvious why the study of ethics is important. Big and small, the choices and decisions that we make every day affect the kind of life we live to a lesser or greater extent. We become good and bad persons based on our choices. Another reason why we need ethics is the fact that making moral decisions is oftentimes difficult. This is very true when we are confronted and come face to face with moral dilemmas. In here, there is a need for us to pause and reflect as to what particular course of action to take. So, the study of ethics can provide us with certain moral paradigms or perspectives that will, in a way, guide us in determining what's right and what's wrong under such condition. The study of ethics will also enable us to reason out our moral beliefs and why we hold them. It is not enough to have certain belief on what good and bad. We also have to know the reason why we have them. Ethics as a critical discipline will enable us to examine more closely the ground and the foundation of our moral beliefs and claims. We still need ethics even if we have laws, because ethics serves as the very foundation of our laws. So, ethics as a philosophical discipline deals with ultimate principles and truth concerning the morality of the human conduct, the use of human reason alone without the aid of divine revelation. This principles that the science of ethics deals with the study of the right conduct of the human person, the rectitude of his or her actions. So, ethics as a definition is defined as the practical science of the morality of human conduct or act and of good life. As a science, ethics is a body of knowledge systematically arranged and presented in such manner that it arrives at its conclusions coherently and logically. Ethics as a branch of philosophy is also known as moral philosophy. As a major area of the philosophical enterprise, ethics tries to investigate and examine critically as well as systematically through the use of natural reason certain principles and codes of right or wrong, good or bad, particularly those pertaining to human action. So I hope you've learned something for today. And if you have any questions, you can ask us through our Outlook accounts. You may send us an email there. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and see you soon. Goodbye.